These are some Dinar Guru updates, starting off with Frank26 Firefly. Bank Friends says he still thinks we're going to see one more change to maybe 1166 or maybe 1000, and then it will get good. Frank says, I told you the very same thing, that there would be one more exchange rate change before the final official exchange rate to start to float, and then they can get it to 1166, and then they could come out at $1.16, which is fine with me. Mountain Goat says, in the news this period, the International Islamic Bank, IMTB, in Iraq has announced the signing of a strategic partnership with CR2 with the aim of developing banking services. This partnership represents an important stage for the International Islamic Bank. This is all very good news for the banking sector and us investors as it feeds into the three pillars of the Iraqi financial reform that they defined in the white paper, which will get us to the RV sooner rather than later. All right, Militiaman article quote, financial experts for the adoption of the slogan our dinar. Militiaman says the Iraqi people are about ready to start focusing in on their currency. The central bank is doing so, and now even financial experts are out there trying to get the media and other entities to be on board. All right, Mark Z says news is still quiet. Even things specific from Iraq has been quiet for me so far. No changes in rates. All right, Paulette, community comment, quote, none of the projects in the tripartite budget can be begun at toilet paper program rate of 1310 plus or minus. The budget needs the rate of $1 USD, $1 IQD as much, if not more, unquote. Paulette says Iraq's primary source of the revenues is from oil sales in USD. The MOF is authorized by the budget to exchange the USD to IQD for specific approved line item expenses. The rate wouldn't seem to matter as it only dictates the amount of IQD the MOF obtains and remits for each USD. Paulette says if the rate is 1320 and there is an expense that needs to be paid by the MOF of 1000 USD value, the MOF will exchange the 1000 USD to 1,320,000 IQD in order to cover that expense. If the rate is 1 USD to 1 IQD, the MOF will exchange the 1000 USD to 1000 IQD in order to cover that expense. In both cases, the value of expense the MOF covers is still 1,000. This is why I am confused when people state they can't make the budget work at a program rate. They have with every other budget they have passed through the years and have continued on the 1/12 system at a program rate in the years they did not pass the budget. Frank26 Fireflies, some kind of new edition of oil and gas law about to be revealed. Frank says when you see what this new addition to the HCL law is, and you see that it is in position to be presented to the citizens, then doggone, it tells you there is a new exchange rate to give sovereignty to the citizens of Iraq. All right, Breitling says obviously the bank sanctions that were going to be put on Iraq, 14 banks, the Treasury got together with the CBI and they avoided that. That's no longer a threat. It probably wasn't a threat to the dinar to revalue in hindsight, looking at it, what needed to be done to add value to the currency. There are a few people out there that speculated that it would probably cause it to move forward quicker. I'm not going to agree with it, but I'm not going to disagree with it either. It might be a very valid point, but it's all moot now because it's over with. All right. Walking stick, how do you increase the value of the IQD? Walking stick says monetary mass, the amount of currency in circulation. You can't reduce the value of the American dollar, but you can increase the value of the Iraqi dinar. They're telling the Iraqi citizens this is what they want to do to increase the value of the IQD. Anytime you see this monetary mass, they're trying to say they're trying to reduce the value of the USD by increasing the value of the IQD, which is the only option they have. Mark Z via PDK, somebody making a reservation at a very expensive hotel in California went online to try to book a room. As he was about to pay, he noticed something new on the website. They take different currencies as payment. A list of 30 or 40 of them from different countries, including Iraq and Vietnam. The question was asked, "Do you know what this means?" And the booking agent said, "I know exactly what this means. All the currencies are getting ready to be in line one-to-one with each other." Mark Z says there are even McDonald's now. You can pay with multiple currencies. Different people at well-connected places are starting to hear this. It's getting out. Frank 26 question, if Iraq goes one-to-one, are we also one-to-one even internationally? Frank says yes, immediately, instantly. For example, 25,000 note at one-to-one for you becomes a value of $25,000. Militiaman says it's pretty powerful. They're talking about Iraq is going to join the global financial system. Well, they're not going to do that with the program rate of 1310. They would have done that already. All right, Mountain Goat, lastly, article, quote, central bank threatens exchange companies with unprecedented measures. The Central Bank of Iraq issued new directives that included strict measures on exchange companies, reaching the point of withdrawing their licenses and denying them access to the window of buying and selling currency, unquote. Mountain Goat says, wow, so the CBI is very serious, and it's about time.